You know, the United States of America was the greatest country before Trump, and it's the greatest country now after Trump. The white supremacists want to go back. They want to go back to the days when it was legal to own slaves.
You are about to be entertained by the ape, the young man who has become a legend in his own time. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
And welcome, everybody. If it's Thursday, which it is, it's time for the Ron Kelly Talk Radio Show. Thank you so much for joining me, and thanks for watching and listening over the years. It's been quite a story of the Ron Kelly Show, where we advanced from like being on actual radio stations to this, where you could do it from home and blah blah blah. So the Ron Kelly Show has gone through the years. And I'm still here. Thank you so much. And that's because of you. So thank you so much for joining me. All right. It's just about a minute past the hour, 7 o'clock on the East, 3 o'clock on the West, I believe. So I want to thank you guys. Oh, boy. Heat wave. Lots going on. Biden's speech tonight. And, it's to his credit, the gas prices have gone down. To his credit. I don't know if you can credit Biden for it, but the gas prices have gone down. They still need to go down a little bit more now because because we're getting comfortable with 3 and change coming back from 5 and change. So it's been a big relief, especially for the diesel truck guys. I mean, especially the owner operators must have been, livid that they were paying $6 and $7 a gallon for fuel, and they work for themselves. So that money came out of whatever their earnings were. So be it. Anyway, everybody, it's September 1st already. Oh, well, the summer's over. Just get over it. I still have not gotten over it, but the summer's over. It's the 1st of September, 2022. Still got some hot days left. Still got a little time. You want to hit the beach or, take that little weekender. You still have time to do it. Okay, so the Biden speech is tonight. And they're trying to get ahead of those midterms, those pesky midterms. When Obama was president, he lost the Senate and the House, So they don't want a repeat of that because you got a 50-50 Senate with Vice President Harris breaking the tie, and then you've got a House divided where there's not as many. There's maybe 8 to 10 more Democratic congressmen than Republican. So the Republicans are laying it out on the line. They want to try to flip that script. So we'll see what happens with Biden's speech tonight. All across the social media spectrum, all across the cable news networks and some network TV stations, not all, but some. Okay, and welcome to the LinkedIn folks, the people who are watching the Ron Kelly Show on LinkedIn. Thank you for participating in my nonsense. Thank you so much, LinkedIn. It's a pleasure to be here. All right, it's 4 minutes past the hour. More shootings. Man, I'm telling you, just more shootings. 2 last week in grocery stores. And so you just don't understand, how that works. How you can, and the poor man, the 66-year-old who tried to stop a 20-year-old. And I mentioned on Facebook, I would have thought a little better of that man is 46 years younger than I am. I would think that, it might be a problem. But shout out to him for sacrificing himself. He decided to take the gun away. Tried to take the gun away from this heathen. Sacrificed himself. So again, people are praising him. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I was 66 years old, but I would have went after a 20-year-old kid. But yeah, I don't know if I would have did that. But give him props. 66 years old, sacrificed himself to try to stop a 20-year-old. And so, all praises due to that man for sacrificing himself. I think his name was Donald Ray Surratt Jr. Donald Ray Surratt Jr. was killed trying to take an AR-15 style rifle from a shooter who opened fire at a Safeway in Bend, Oregon. I mean, please, you don't know where you're going to see these things, but I'm thinking like Bend, Oregon. I mean, who does anything wrong in Bend, Oregon? But yeah, Donald Ray Surratt, 66 years old, killed by the young shooter who he tried to stop. So we need more people like just younger, like Donald Ray. Anyway, it's 7 minutes past the hour. It's September 1st. September 1st. I still can't believe it. It seems like so much just zoomed by. Anyway, so Donald Ray Surratt was the hero who tried to stop this young killer from stop this young killer from causing any more harm than he already did. But what precipitates this? Because this is like a regular thing right now with people walking into places where they don't know anybody. And and going into places where they don't know anybody and just to start shooting. What's the thought process? What's the thought process on before? What is the person thinking about before they go into a supermarket or a drugstore or Walgreens or whatever the case may be and starts shooting people? If we can find out what that mindset is, we might be able to if we can find out what that mindset is, we might be able to maybe not stop completely, but maybe we can at least get to the bottom of why this thing happens. Because once you get to the bottom of why things happen, you may have a shot at reducing it or eliminating it altogether. So we got to get into the mind and see, and you can't because either they don't talk or they're dead. They kill themselves at the end of whatever it is that they're doing, and then they kill themselves. So you never get the answer to the question I'm trying to ask. Like, why is it that what goes to a person's mind? What goes to a person's mind when they do these type of things? What goes through their mind? You just can't believe it. Okay, tomorrow I'm going to get up. I'm going to go down to the Safeway down in Bend, Oregon, and I'm going to just start. As soon as I see anything move, I'm just going to start shooting at it. So where do you get that, the decision making, like to make the decision that you're going to do that? Where does that come from? So if we can get to the bottom of why people's thoughts, why people have thought the way that they have, maybe we can get to the bottom of this. This is ridiculous. I mean, I go outside and my head is on a swivel. I do have a firearms permit. I do have a firearms carry permit, but still, you just don't know. It's 10 minutes past the hour. So the networks, so far as I know, as far as late as 5:30, the broadcast networks have not said they're going to carry Biden's speech. And let's not, and I'm a liberal, I'm a Democrat for the most part. And, when they do stuff wrong, I do speak on it. When they do something right, I speak on it. But when you look at this Joe Biden speech, you see, this is, he wants to make the speech. He wants to push the point about the differences between the Democrats and the Republicans. And it's a last-ditch effort to turn some of those Trump votes into Biden votes. It's a last-ditch, or some of those Republican votes into Democratic votes. You see, because MAGA Republicans are going to vote for Trump no matter what. Trump can't do anything wrong when it comes to MAGA Republicans. And when he slithered down the golden escalator at Trump Tower and announced he's running for president, it's just jumped right in on the Mexicans, which I'll get to after the break. I will talk about the Mexicans after the break and the immigration policies after the break in about 7 minutes. But the MAGA Republicans are down with Trump. You see, these people, it used to be that the Republicans were about good government, small government, smaller budgets. That used to be about that. So you always knew what the Republicans were about. But now the Republicans are about Trump. And you see these people, mostly uneducated folks in the newsreels, who are talking about Trump and why they support Trump and don't know why. they don't know why. A lot of them are just clueless and they don't know why. But so the MAGA Republicans are going to vote for Trump no matter what. So I don't know how much weight this speech will carry tonight. The Biden speech that the broadcast networks has not announced whether they will carry it. So, the people who are going to vote for Trump are going to vote for Trump. There's no change in their minds. If they've, because they're down with him no matter what. And what I mean by vote for Trump is vote with Trump. So whatever person he stands behind will get voted for now. And the funny thing about it, what's her name? The lady from Alaska lost to a Democratic candidate. Sarah Palin lost to a Democratic candidate. It's unbelievable. Because I kind of figured if she was the governor there, I'm like, oh, maybe she might win that because she's been there, lived there all her life, and she was governor. But her household exploded, the daughter and the craziness with her and her husband, and it kind of went sideways, and she lost a lot of her support when all those kind of like ghetto things started to happen with her. So I'm not surprised, but not really surprised that Palin lost. But we have this thing coming up tonight. Biden's Hail Mary to try to save the election because everybody's saying, the pundits and those people who count votes and predict elections are saying that the Senate may stay, but the Congress will go. That's the call that the Congress is going to go. So we'll see. We'll see. But there's no way. See, Biden has to get the undecided people. That's who he has to go after, the undecideds, because the MAGA Republicans and the Trump supporters, they're not leaving Trump. No matter what he does, this Mar-a-Lago and the secrets and all of this stuff, that's being, and I'm not saying that it's being done, it's a conspiracy or anything like that, but Biden, and I'm pretty sure that Biden has nothing to do with it, but this thing with it's not going to make a difference. This thing with the secrets and did Trump take papers home that he shouldn't have took home, that's not going to make a difference. That's not going to make a difference. It's not going to stop people from voting for Trump. See, because the people who support Trump support lawlessness. They support a woman not having the right to choose. They support a woman, a young girl, teenage girl, 14, 15, 16. They support not allowing a young teenager to get an abortion. Even under the circumstances of rape and incest, they still, and you would think that, wow, how could you, you would think that that somebody who thought that way, who was running for office, wouldn't have any support whatsoever. But for the MAGA Republicans, they support lawlessness. When Trump said that, when he was running for president, and he said, just beat the people up, I'll pay your legal fees. I mean, he said, Trump, take the cops and when you see to the cops, he said, when you arresting somebody, make sure their head hits the roof of the car. And we know who he was talking about. He wasn't talking about white people. No. He wasn't talking about white people. He was talking about black people. Yeah, when you put them in the car, just bang their head up against it. That hurts because I've done that. And that hurts. I've done that. I've banged my head on the roof of the car. Like getting in the car, you don't put your head down far enough. That hurts. Believe me, it hurts. So for somebody to push your head on there is going to be like crazy. All right, it's just about 20 minutes past the hour. We'll take a break and come back. When we come back, I want to talk about immigration. I want to talk about what I see. Bed Bath & Beyond closing 120 stores. You better go down there, 150 stores. You better go and get some of those deals. Now, I like Bed Bath & Beyond. I always was a fan. I mean, I wasn't there every week. But when I needed something as far as the bedroom is concerned, I always went to Bed Bath & Beyond. Now they are shuttering 150 stores. They're in trouble. So we'll get to that. We'll get into economy stuff. We'll get to immigration. We'll get to Trump and a bunch of other things. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come right back with more of this program. It's the Ron Kelly Show, everybody, and it's on Facebook. It's on it's on Facebook. It's on YouTube, it's on Twitter, and last but not least is on LinkedIn. Thank you so much. I appreciate you and appreciate my sponsor, Amaker and Porterfield Transportation. Since 1980, I wasn't around at that time, but since 1980, Amaker and Porterfield has been providing safe, reliable transportation to everyone who needs it in the New York metropolitan area, schools, school districts, medical transportation, private transportation, you name it, Amica and Porterfield. You name it, Amica and Porterfield can handle it. Give them a call, 908-753-6423. That's 908-753-6423. Amica and Porterfield is a proud sponsor of the Ron Kelly Show. So I went out I ran out. I hadn't shaved since since Tuesday. I hadn't shaved since Tuesday. And I ran out the door this morning to go to work. Now, unfortunately, I still have to do that. And so, when I realized I hadn't shaved, I bought some razors. And I shaved in the 7-Eleven bathroom. I mean, I didn't touch anything, I bought some razors, the kind that peel part of your skin off. But I bought some razors, and I shaved in the 7-Eleven bathroom. Now, I didn't touch anything. Once again, I didn't touch anything. All kinds of people are running in and out of those bathrooms. You don't know who. So, yeah, it's that serious, people. It's that serious. The views and opinions expressed here are exclusively those of myself and R. Kelly Media Enterprises, LLC, and are not those of my advertisers, of any of my advertisers, or my support team. And if you want to advertise on the Ron Kelly Show, send me an email, rkellytalk@aol.com. That's rkellytalk@aol.com. And we will start the proceedings. rkellytalk@aol.com. So the governor of Texas, the good Governor Abbott, is sending the illegal aliens. I mean, let's call it what it is. Let's call it what it is. So he's sending the illegal aliens. We're sending them to New York, Washington, and now he's sending them to Chicago. I don't have a really big problem with Biden, but this I got to draw the line here with this. Because people are allowed to cross into our country, allowed to cross into America. You get a bus. I mean, where else could you get that? Where else could you get that? Where you go into another country, immigrate to another country, and you can just walk in, get on the bus, and the bus will take you to New York, where Eric Adams will welcome you with open arms, and they'll provide resources, medical, finance. I mean, what else? God bless America, man. God bless America, because this is the only country you can come in and get some. Try going to Mexico and looking for a handout. You ain't getting it. Any of those South American countries, you're not going to get no handout. You ain't getting nothing. You know what I'm saying? So you try going to some of these places. So God bless America, man. America, the land of milk and honey, the land of plenty. Just wow. Hey, let's go to America. And I got a problem with this is you don't even have to. I mean, you really think these people are going to come back and try to be Americans? Hell no. They made it in, they are gone. That's it. If you think they're going to come back and try to be an American, you're crazy. I mean, try to be a legal American, you're crazy. Because there's plenty of work for illegal aliens in the United States of America. Plenty of construction guys, gardeners and construction and all of these people. I mean, it's plenty of work. Come to America. Coming to America. So, yeah, I got a problem with Biden and this, letting people just come on in. And yeah, I have a problem with that. I have a problem with that. And it's not, they could be, the nationality is not, you could be anybody. It doesn't matter who the nationality is. But to let people just stroll on in, have a bus waiting for them when they get there, let them stroll on in, take them to Chicago. I've never even been to Chicago. I mean, well, you can't. Lamont Gates says there are thousands of them that have been here for decades. Legalize them, they will save Social Security. How are they going to do that? Because they can't collect Social Security. I mean, they shouldn't be able to. But yeah, I'm like, Biden has his speech tonight. He better speak to this because this is a problem. Because people are just strolling. You see him, peace, showing peace signs and walking, smiling and stuff. What a place. America, no wonder everybody wants to come here. What a place America is. What a place. Come to America. Wow. So I do have a problem with what Biden is doing. Lamont Gates says if they were legalized, as he stated, they'd pay into our heavily underfunded Social Security. Well, I don't know, Lamont Gates, because we got a lot of Americans who were born here that don't want to pay. And then you have the Republicans who want to get rid of Social Security altogether. So I don't know if, legalization could help, because at the very least, we would know who's here. Because right now, we don't know. We don't know. And see, and that's the problem with Biden and letting the people in and dealing with it later. See, that's that I got a problem with that. I'm sorry. I had a problem with that. It's 28 minutes before the hour. Yeah, I have a problem with that. I had a problem with people just coming in, no paperwork, no nothing, just come in, bring them in, house them, feed them. And you don't even know where they came from, what their background is. They could be a serial killer or you don't know. Yeah, don't know. Answer Lamont Gates, one of my regular listeners. Yeah. So, wow. So I definitely have a problem with this, with the immigration policies that Biden, with the way Trump did it, and it seemed cold-hearted. Yeah, I get it. It seemed cold-hearted that Trump, made everybody wait in the hallway and wait in Mexico. And it seemed kind of, but now you got Haitians coming in. And not that I got anything against Haitians, but you got all these people. We don't know who's coming into America. We just have no idea who is coming into America. We just don't know. So in the interest of national security or whatever, I mean, Jesus Christ. So Biden, you're going to have a hard time explaining that one. Joe Biden, you're going to have a hard time explaining that one. So tonight, I think it's 8 o'clock, somewhere around there, 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock. Joe Biden will give his soul of the nation speech that the broadcast networks have so far not announced that they were going to carry the speech. That was as of 2 hours ago. I mean, they may have come to some kind of agreement by now, But as far as a 5:30 Eastern time here on the East Coast, the networks had not decided if they were going to carry Biden's speech. But the MAGA, like I said, the MAGA Republican machine is on and popping. The MAGA Republican machine is on and popping. And there ain't a whole lot you're going to be able to do about MAGA Republicans. That you're just not going to be able to do anything with them because they are sold on Trump. Sold. So you're not going to be able to flip the MAGA Republicans. Now, the independents and those types are the ones that Joe Biden has to go after. Those are the ones he has to go after. The independents, the flip-floppers, the ones that are not 100% sure what they're going to do. Those are the people that Biden and the Democrats have to go after. Suzanne Newman says, unfortunately, Joe is painful to watch giving a speech. Well, you know what? I have to silently agree, with that. And see, Biden being, and that's another thing, Biden being 78. Biden is 78 years old, I believe. And he's been around a long time. You look at when you look at MSNBC, Andrea Mitchell is painful to watch sometimes because she's in her 70s and she's on a fast-paced, fast-breaking news show. So sometimes Andrea Mitchell on MSNBC, sometimes she gets lost. Sometimes I get lost and I'm nowhere near my 70s. But sometimes sometimes Andrea Mitchell, she gets lost. She'll be saying something and then she'll just go blank. It happens to some of us. We'll be saying something and boom, we just go blank. So Suzanne Newman says, he's been around. Yeah, I just said that. Yeah, he's been around a long time. Joe Biden's been around a long time. And truth be told, many of the Democrats privately, I don't think Democrats don't have nothing to lose, are saying that Biden should not run this next time because they're saying that he's too. And I don't want to be age discriminatory, or I don't want to age discriminate here at the Ron Kelly show. And I'm not saying he can't do the job, but it's just like the older folks just like the lady who, I don't know how she managed to do that. The lady that drove her car into the mall, up to the second floor. She's driving down the mall, inside the mall. She's driving her car inside the mall. How did she even get in the mall? How did she even get in the mall? With her car, no less. Now, they do bring cars into the mall when they're having raffles or prizes or advertisements or whatever. They want to leave the car there. They do bring cars into the mall. This lady wasn't invited. She wasn't invited. And she wound up inside. And then you see, because then the other, an elderly driver ran into a Denny's, I believe it was, killed two people. They stepped on the gas instead of the brake and killed two people. Suzanne says, now, and I'm not saying that he's too old to be the president. I'm not saying that at all. There are some people who thinks he is too old, but I'm not one of them. But I wouldn't I wouldn't cry if he decided to let somebody younger run. Lamont Gates says, leave Joe alone. God knows there are pastors older than him still telling women that wearing makeup is a sin, who get standing ovations every Sunday. That's very funny, Lamont. That's very funny and true. That's very funny. Yeah. I'm not picking on poor old Joe. I'm not picking on him. But he's an older guy, and in your stuff, and when you're older, your faculties diminish. When you're older, your faculties diminish. It's 24 minutes before the hour. So we'll see. I mean, I'm going to watch it, of course. And we'll see what old Joe said. Well, I don't want to say old, but we'll see what Joe says tonight on his primetime speech. And there is some grandstanding and there is some parading, because like when they had the January 6th hearings, and they did the January 6th hearings, and they had January 6th, and they were putting it, when it was getting down to near the end, they were starting to put it on television on Thursday night when everybody usually is watching football, and they put it on, trying to convince people that the MAGA Republicans are bad, which they are. I have to agree. But, Lamont Gates says, leave Joe alone. Okay, I mean, I'm not picking on the guy. He was able to go through a whole campaign, 2 years at that age. So I give I don't want to say old, but I give Joe Biden credit. Plenty of credit, old. I mean, Joe, 23 minutes before the hour. So, So we'll see tonight what he says, the soul of America. See, because the MAGA Republicans don't care about that. The people who support Trump don't care about, they don't care about, they just don't care. They don't care about respect and doing the right thing and freedom. They don't respect that. And like I said, they're locked and loaded on Donald Trump. And there's not going to be, I doubt if there's even one MAGA Republican that'll flip their script and vote for Biden instead of Trump. And, by the way, Trump has not declared his candidacy, but I'm pretty sure he's going to run. Yeah. Shout out to my people on the people on LinkedIn. We just started on LinkedIn. I had some technical trouble last week, so we're just starting on LinkedIn this week. So there'll be a whole show on LinkedIn for you people. Like, who said that, you people? I can't think of the guy's name, but he said you people. Yeah. You people. And the country went wild. But I don't think we had the social media that we have now when Ross Perot was running for president. You people. Unbelievable. Anyway, everybody, it's 20 minutes before the hour. We'll take another quick break, come back, and wrap this thing up. It's the Ron Kelly Show, and it's live on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter. Yes, indeed, I am the man. What a news cycle this is. This guy has got to go. Trump has got to go. George Floyd snuffed out by this police officer who's supposed to be serving and protecting people.
It's the Ron Kelly Show.
All right, everybody, welcome back. It's 19 minutes before the hour. You're listening to the Ron Kelly Show. And for those of you on LinkedIn who never heard of me, well, now you're hearing of me. And shout out to my regulars, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter as well, and LinkedIn, bringing up the rear. So yeah, so the tonight is the Biden speech. So how do you think that it's going to go over? How do you think it's going to go over with the Biden speech? What do you think? So yeah, 18 minutes before the hour. So yeah, again, I don't like the immigration policy. Yeah, so wow, I almost got lost there. Yeah, 15 minutes before the hour, or 17 minutes before the hour. So yeah, so we'll see later on how it's going to go down. We'll see how it's going to go down. So Mikhail Gorbachev died, and everybody's all hair on fire and all about Mikhail Gorbachev, who passed on to the great beyond this week that just passed. And I guess because he wasn't a Putin, Putin hard-nosed, kill people, and then you had, and then someone who spoke out against Putin fell out the window in Moscow. Now, you can't tell me that Putin didn't have nothing to do with that. You can't tell me he didn't have anything to do with that. Yeah, I just refuse to believe that Putin had nothing to do with his detractor falling out of a window. I just don't believe it. But yeah, a gentleman who was against Putin, he's the second one, fell out of a window at the hospital. Wow. I mean, it's not funny that he fell out of a window, but I think that Putin helped him out that window. And it's a shame what's going on in Ukraine. It's just ugly. Putin, if you didn't think, and then even with Trump schmoozing with Putin, that's still not going to hurt him. The fact that he schmoozed with Putin and he chose to believe Putin over our United States of America intelligence apparatus, he chose to believe Putin rather than our own FBI, CIA, National Security Agency, Secret Service. So he decided, so they're all idiots and Putin is right. But even with that, he's still not going to be, even with that, he's still not going, the MAGA Republicans are not going anywhere. And see, people think that Trump created all of these people, the MAGA Republicans and the racism but Trump didn't create that. Those people were already here. They were already here. They were just sitting in the background. They were just waiting for a savior. So they prayed, Lord, we need a savior. We need a savior. And sure enough, here comes Trump. So Trump was the savior to the racist, anti-Semitic folks who were hanging in the background. They were in the closet, so to speak. But when Trump came along, Trump made it fashionable to be a racist. And they showed the video the other day. He says, look at my African American. Look at my. And I think I kind of know what he meant, but he's just so stupid. Look at my African American. You remember that? Look at, oh, I'm not even reading the comments over here. Look at my African Americans. Shout out to Ron McCready. Shout out to Albert Vega. Yeah, shout out to Albert Vega. Yes, they did kill that Putin objector, killed, thrown out the window. But you can do whatever you want. See, you can do the government does whatever it wants in Russia. You don't need nobody's permission. Who's going to put Putin in jail? You know, and yet, yeah. Ronald McCready is waiting. I'm not sure for what, but shout out to you, Ronald McCready, my brother. So, yeah. So, yeah, wow, it's just unbelievable. But these MAGA people ain't going nowhere. Let me be the one to break your hearts. MAGA people are not going anywhere. They're going to stay right here, and they're going to support Trump to the bitter end. Now, again, we don't know if he's going to be running for president again. I'm like 99% sure that he is. That he'll be running for president. And we're in a crisis, everybody. We're in a crisis. This is bad. People don't realize, people don't understand we're in a crisis. That January 6th was just the tip of the iceberg. We're in a crisis. We are in a crisis when we have to put people away, when we have to put Americans, when we have to put Americans away. I mean, this is bad. This is terrible that they had fake electors. They tried to present fake paperwork to some of those swing states. They tried to present fake paperwork. I mean, this is serious stuff. This has never been done in America before. This is serious stuff. They tried to turn in fake paperwork to change the electors that were already in place. Hang Mike Pence. I mean, you're talking about the vice president of the United States, and these are supposed to be people who are supposedly, patriots. We love the police, we love the military, but they were beating the crap out of the police. Oh, you only love the police in your town, or is that what it is? Because they were beating the crap out of the police. Let me just respond to it. Yeah. So, in these people, I mean, this is a crisis. We have because back in the day, we had militias, people out in Iowa. Well, I don't want to single out Iowa, but people who were just out there, and nobody really cared. Nobody cared about the militias because they didn't have any power. There was nothing they could do. All they were was just basically talk. Who cares? But see, now, like the old homeless person you see standing in the corner with the sign that says John 3:16. I mean, you barely even notice it. And we barely even notice the militias and the people who were talking about future wars, and the people who were talking about, the people, doomsday preppers, and those type of people. We never paid them any attention because who cares? But now we got senators, We have a president of the United States of America who is willing to toss the Constitution. A president of the United States of America. This is serious. And you better believe that when Lindsey Graham from South Carolina, when Senator Lindsey Graham said that there will be riots or violence if Trump is convicted, he's right. I believe it 100%. It's 8.5 minutes before the hour. Yeah. So we're in a crisis right now. This is a crisis. You have people who are trying to change the way we've done government for 200 plus years. And then you have people who they try to turn this into a banana republic. They're trying to install a president. We never had that. No one was never installed, not to my knowledge anyway. No one was never installed. They got voted in. There was a peaceful transition of power. The president would welcome the president-elect and his wife. Like, I don't know if Trump, I don't think he did, but like Obama, as much as Obama hated Trump, Trump came to the White House with Melania, and Obama and Michelle were very gracious. See, now Trump, he tell you about Trump. And again, the MAGA Republicans still gonna love him. He didn't want to be on Air Force One as a former president. Because, it's customary that the former president gets to use, gets a customary ride home from Air Force One. But they'll call it Air Force One when the president is on it. And it's just nothing when the president's not on it. So Trump, in his egomaniacal, crazy, deranged thought pattern, decided he was even going to go to the inauguration. I mean, just unbelievable. And it's not going to make a bit of damn difference to the MAGA Republicans. They still love him. They're still going to embrace him. He's still their king. And again, Albert Vega says, I believe it also, my brother. They're going to start us. Yeah, it's going to be a lot worse than January 6th because they won't have. Because when January 6th, they had a focus. They were focused on the Capitol building. They had a focus. But this is going to be bad. This is going to be bad. We have to save democracy. We have to, because if we don't, it's going to be, you're not even able to walk the street. You won't be able to walk the street. So we have to save democracy. We have to save democracy. Because these people don't give a damn about protocol and doing things the right way. It's bad. People better pay attention. People better pay attention, please, because it's bad. Albert Vega says they're going to start a lot of stuff. Hey, damn right they're going to start a lot of stuff. If anything happens to Trump, it's going to be all-out war. They're going to take it out on minorities. They're going to take it out on Hispanics. They're going to take it out on Black people. So all those people who are coming here, getting busted in here, they're going to be running back out when the ish hits the fan, 5 minutes before the hour. It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. See, because nobody's paying attention. I mean, not nobody, but most of us are not paying attention to what's going on. Shout out to Ronald McCready, my brother. I worry about Ronald McCready. When I don't see Ronald McCready in the comment feed, I'm concerned about my brother. Ronald McCready, my brother I went to school with. Way back in the day, school number 9, I believe it was. School number 9. Jersey City, New Jersey, which is a metropolis now. It wasn't like that when I was a kid. But yes, but this is going to be bad. And I sound the alarm, yes. Because I know what I'm talking about. And it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. It's going to be very bad. If things keep going the way they're going, it's going to be, if something happens to Trump, it's going to be bad. Okay, it's 3 minutes before the hour. Yeah, it's going to be bad. It's going to be terrible. There's going to be anarchy in the streets. I tell you what's going to happen. They're going to have white folks riding around in the back of pickup trucks with the American flag flying and the Trump flag, and they're just going to be picking off whoever they want to pick off. They're just going to be shooting people, blacks and Hispanics especially, because that's what this is about. That's what this is about. They want to get rid of the African Americans and the Hispanics, because the MAGA Republicans and the deep state ones, they feel like black folks and black people and Hispanics, like the ones that are coming into the country, you got to feed them, you got to put a roof over their head, which I'm not. I mean, I don't think you should kill anybody, but I'm definitely against Biden's immigration policy the way it is right now. There is no policy. Just let them in and put them on the bus and whatever. But yeah, it's going to be bad. It's going to be very bad. I am, keenly aware of what's going on in the United States of America today. Now, you might look at me and say, oh, Ron must be crazy. He finally lost it. He's been on the radio too long. No, I can guarantee you that if something happens to Trump, because they're already, if you read some of the stuff that's out there right now, Truth Social, some of the non-mainstream websites, it will curl your hair, what people are saying. It would curl your hair if you knew. I don't even want to look. Like Truth Social is Trump's website, and then some of these other underground websites where you can just say whatever you want. And what they're saying is alarming. What they're saying is alarming. Albert Vegas says they're going to go buck wild. Yes, they are. It's going to be like a watered down version of the of that movie, The Purge. They're going to go buck wild. You're absolutely right, Albert Vega. Okay, it's 30 seconds before the hour. I'm going to break out here, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. As usual, welcome to the LinkedIn folks, family on LinkedIn. Thank you for joining me, along with Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. All right, everybody, I'm breaking out of here, so I want to thank you for joining me. We'll see you back here next week for another edition of the Ron Kelly Show. So until then, enjoy your Labor Day weekend, and it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. And that we may not have it all together, but together we can certainly have it all. Thank you so much. Blessings to you, my brother Albert Vega. Thank you so much, everybody. I'm out.